that I didn't ever tell to turn on. Hello, one viewer. I am now live in the Johniwanna garage. Trying to do Johniwanna garage big reveal of the Alfa Romeo that I just got. So who's with us? Who? Can you hear me? Is everything working? Is this thing on? Mark LCW, how's it going? Good to see you, man. Good. Can see and hear. Still working with the iPhone, which I don't know why. Let me ask you this as a little prelude, just between you and I, Mark. Why, if you were in the Twitch app and you begin to do a live stream, why would the Twitch app decide to play the last video that you did while you just started leaving? That's so crazy. It's technology. This is my life, people. What's up, Colossus? Peace, my friend. Yeah. I've got my mechanic dude jacket on. Now, I've had this jacket for so long. I've had this for 10 or 12 years. I don't know if I've ever done any car work in it. Ken Kusha from Berlin. Welcome. How's it going, Ken? Since it's early, there's your sneak peek. Take a look. There it is. I'm not dirty enough to be wearing that. You have no idea how infrequently I shower, dude. Honestly. Okay, so I should have myself playing on the other TV here. Can you do something useful? John, I want to have myself playing on... How about the latest thing that I'm doing? There. Yes. Play that. Okay. Cool. Now I'm playing. I'm playing while I'm playing. There it is. Woohoo! Yeah. So that way I can see chat much better. I don't have to. I can look at my phone or I can look there at the monitor. We'll give people a few minutes to gather if you're going to gather. How was your weekend? Huh? Mine was really good. Yeah, mine was really good. Weird things happen when you're me, and I'll tell you the story. But the last time you saw me, I did not have this car, did I? No, I didn't. Tibor's Gamer, how's it going, man? How you doing? Good to have you. Rue56, what's up, man? I am gonna get dirty today. I'm gonna probably breathe some really nasty. I'm gonna be using the shop vac, but I'll show you. So this car, I don't know if you've been following my posts. Have any of you been following my posts? Maybe not. Maybe yes. The stream live is in my living room. I suppose it's basically it said, why would it say that? I didn't write anything that says in my living room. Welcome to Copilot. How's it going? Welcome. Good to have you with us. So I'll tell you the story here once we kind of get a few people in the room and the whatever. But so yeah, I didn't have this car as of last Thursday, so now I have another car. If you know me, this is now I own 8 cars. I actually have made an appointment with a counselor, and we're meeting on Thursday. Not about my car addiction, though. 64 on Slushy, how you doing? Welcome here. But when people say, "Hey, John, I've got this really amazing rare car, and I'm trying to sell it for really not very much. Would you be interested?" Actually, didn't even ask me if he was interested. But the answer is, of course, yes. No, if I had your car, then I would have 9. I would much more happily have you bring the Honda here into the garage and maybe somebody who knows how to fix it, and we can fix it here in the garage, and we can make a show out of it. It's free content for me and free work on your car for you. There's some things I might be able to do to help you, but I'd probably rather have somebody who knows really what they're doing, and you can use the space. It's dry, covered. It's great. You're on camera. You're making yourself famous while working on your car. So famous. Colossus, yeah, if you know one thing about me, you probably know that yes, it's a problem. But it's a good problem to have for me. For me, it's a good problem to have. So this is gonna be this is the second show that we've done. The first one was just kind of like, all right, I'm kicking this off. What can I do? I've got 7 cars to work on, and we worked on the little black truck, and really did a really nice job. We really did a really nice job of cleaning that thing up. And when I say we, I mean me, because you guys didn't really do anything aside from encourage me, which is very important. But I did all the work. I washed it, we clay barred it, and vacuumed it, and got it super, super clean. And I've been super happy about it all week. And then as a result of the show that I did that night, last Monday, that night I was like, you know what? This truck's sweet. It looks so good. I'm ordering a new grill, right? Because we talked about how the grill was kind of busted up on the truck, and it rattles, and it's just a nice little truck. But I was like, you know what? I'm buying a new grill. Okay, so I bought a new grill, a chrome one. It's plastic, but it's chrome. And I showed you the turn signals on the little truck. One of them's held on with flex tape. So the truck is nice enough that it shouldn't have to have flex tape on it, even though flex tape is pretty awesome. So I ordered some new turn signal assemblies. And so those are coming. Those are chrome also. So when we put those on the little truck, which of course I'm not going to work on for a long time because now I have this. We're going to still work on it. When I put those on the little truck, the whole front end of that truck's going to look nice. And then you know what? I was like, you know what else? The tailgate, right? The tailgate on the little truck was damaged. It bothers me. The handle doesn't work. You have to take this little panel off all the time to get in there to open up the thing. Northwest Bunny doesn't like that. It's a hassle. So I ordered a new tailgate for $200. Got a new tailgate. It's black. It's got the Nissan stamping on it. It's proper tailgate. And now I just have to order the little a new handle to open it, and we'll put that on, and that'll be some more show content as well. So what's up? 64-inch Sony. Come on, 8. Yeah, I have to play the game Driver 8 at least once. Oh, 64-inch. Listen, you're right at the heart of my love of music. REM, one of my very favorite bands, always from high school through college and well into till now. I love REM. Yeah, Driver 8, great song. Driver 8, take a break. Driver 8, take a break. Right? The airplanes are not going to hit the floating things. Would be my reference there. Exactly. 64 on Slushie. LMP Porsche. Peace. How's it going? Evening, John. Lovely Duetto behind you. Congratulations. Yes. It is. It is. So I'm gonna tease it like that for a while, and I'm gonna show you the whole thing today. This, and I'll tell you about the car. Once I'm through just kind of blathering on a little bit. But welcome to all of you. What's up, Apache Native? DecoPilot did. Remember to get the turn signal fluid with it. Don't make the mistake of running them. DecoPilot, God, I'm so glad that you're here for me, because I totally was just about to go drive this thing without any turn signal fluid in it. And muffler bearings as well. I got to get those ordered. Yeah. Well, no. So we'll work on the little black truck. We'll finish that work. It's super clean. I drove the crap out of that little truck this weekend. I drove it out to the ocean to go look at a house. I drove it up to go look at this car initially. I drove it up there again with Hudson. I probably must have put 500 miles on the little truck this weekend. Yeah. And I loved it. I love that little truck. It's a great truck. So we're going to finish that up. But in between there and now, this thing happened. Let's see. When you get a new fuel gauge, do you have to you get a new fuel gauge, or do you have original to put back in that missing hole? You already noticed that? Apache Native. This is the allure of this show. There is an answer. I know the answer, but you're going to have to wait until that comes. But okay, do you guys want us to take a look at the car, and I can I'll give you a once around the car. And then I will tell you how I got it, because I think that story of how this car came into my being, the car really didn't, do you know what I mean? Okay, how this car came to be mine is a great story. It's an awesome story. But let's take a look at it here, because you want to see it, right? These are all in addition to the actual car, this is the original service manual. That's what kind of car it is. It's a 1750 GT Veloce, also known as the Duetto. Here's a bunch of other little manuals for every little bit and part. Notice that the car is always called a Spider, because Duetto was actually in 1969 or in 68 probably. No, actually it would have been 66 because this car first came out in 1967. I have been told, and I'm not an expert on Alfa Romeos, although I do have an Alfa Romeo hat, so it makes me look like an expert. In 1967, they came out with this car. And in 1966, I imagine, they had a contest to name the car, the Name the Car contest. And the winner of the Name the Car contest was Duetto. But unfortunately, Duetto was already taken by some sort of... You might know, if you're from Europe, you might actually know what a Duetto is, aside from this car, right? It's some sort of snack. There's some sort of snack called a Duetto. So you couldn't call it that. Hey, Alpha Male. Alpha Male 164S, how's it going? Good to see you. Fred Russell. That's President Fred Russell to the rest of you. Well, to me also, actually. So, yeah! Oh, it was a candy bar. Okay, a candy bar is a snack. So they came out with... Fred, if you have any questions for Fred can tell you more. He's been a great source on this project so far. So they couldn't name it the car. They couldn't name the car the contest-winning name. So they called it a Spider. Is that a good summary? So these are known as Alfa Romeo Spiders. Are really popular. Probably the most commonly known Alfa Romeo out there, right? I mean, if you know one Alfa Romeo, you might not even know what it is when you see it, but the Spider is, the car. It's from the movie The Graduate, right? And that's the car. Alfa Romeo, of course, made many, many cars, many, many awesome cars. They have probably one of the most awesome racing histories of any brand out there, except maybe Porsche. But Alfa Romeo has done amazing things. This is, of course, an Italian car. Why the heck did I get an Italian car? Because it's really beautiful. One of the most amazing things, right there. Do you see that little thing? Do you see that little spot that's right here? That's a very special spot. We'll talk about that later. But this car, in almost any car that you see of this car, this has been hit and poorly repaired. And while mine does have a little scuff of rust on it, it's never been hit and it's never been repaired. So that's really valuable. Yes, it's missing this grill. If anybody can help me find that grill, I want that grill now. The other thing that it was missing, well, it's missing a couple little things that got picked off of it over the years because the owner, I'll tell you that. So see that? See that? Maybe the other one actually looks better. This car came with these lens covers. They're, of course, pretty yellowed. But it's missing that one. Doesn't that bug you? Doesn't that bug you? It totally bugs me. I couldn't even deal one more day without having that cover. So my friend Bill, Judy, are you out there yet? My friend Bill and Judy gave me one. It's it's pre-yellowed. It looks like it's actually the right thing. So we're gonna put that on later, because now it looks right. Right? Colossus, that's not the way. That is not the way. This is the way. This is the way. Yeah, Fred, please do, because your lies are better than most people's truths. Okay, let's just be clear about that. Okay, so Colossus, that's a good question. I think I've offered it up. We need to have a meeting here in the Johniwanna garage at some point, and a car show, probably some other car shows. So there's that. Okay, so I've got, like I said, and then he gave me all this material. He was a long time Alpha Club member back in the 80s, right? Fred, check this out. March 1983, 84. Really old Alpha Club owners. If you're in the Northwest Alfa Romeo Club or the National Club, you get a magazine called Alpha Owner. This is now a full-fledged magazine, and you can see back here, going back, whatever these dates are, probably sometime in the 80s. This car's a 1969, and the owner bought it in 1979. And okay, so let's do the story. Let's How did you get somebody asked me, John, how'd you get that car? Why did you get that car, John? Anyone? Alpha Male, the 83 newsletter has an Alfetta sports sedan on the cover. I have an Alfetta sports sedan. That's an awesome fact, Fred. That is an awesome fact. Is anybody going to play my game? Okay, so somebody asked me once. They said, John, why did you get that car? And here's the thing. So I am one of my more prestigious things that I do in life is that I am on the board of the Northwest Alfa Romeo Club. My friend Fred, who is here in the chat, he is the president of that club. And Fred's a really cool dude, and you might have seen him here on other episodes of the Johniwanna Garage. And you may know of him because he's pretty much internationally famous. And he knows everything about cars, and he knows the most important people in cars. If you say, hey, do you know what kind of cars it is? He's going to say, yes, I know what that car is. Yes, I've seen it, and I talked to the owner. That's who Fred is, and I'm not playing. His Royal Highness, Fred, the President. His Majesty. Another way to look at it. I don't know if we need to see those paint bins in the back up there. But, so Fred, awesome person, and he's the president. I'm the membership coordinator, and as a result of being a membership coordinator, I get emails when people go to the Northwest Alfa Romeo Club website in pursuit of who knows what kind of trouble they're looking for. So somebody sent me a text or an email and said, hey, I've got this car and I want to sell it, and maybe you could help me sell it through the club. And I said, okay, nice to meet you. What kind of car is it? And he said, well, it's a 1969 Alfa Romeo Duetto. And I said, nice. Is it Kitty somewhere? Kitty will definitely find its way onto camera for sure. Probably climbing in the car. ¿Dónde está Kita? Oh, Kita. I see. You see her? Yeah, there she is. Yeah. Yeah, that's what's actually going to get me audience is that cat. If the cat would just stay on the camera longer, I could get a way bigger audience. But it's all right. We're just doing this for fun. So dude says, he says it's a 1969 Alfa Romeo Duetto. I said, well, that's nice. That's interesting. Do you have pictures? He sends me pictures. I'm like, okay, cool. How much do you want for the car? And he says, how much he wants for the car? And I'm like, I said, so how about, so I'm interested. How about if I maybe came and looked at the car and I bought it from you, and then you don't have to worry about selling it, putting an ad up or anything. And he said, oh, that'd be great. When do you want to come look at it? And then later that day, I went and looked at it, and it was in the dark. And but it was pretty much as presented. He told me that it had been in storage for 40 years, and that that it didn't run, and it needed some work, but it was straight and solid and a good car, and it needed a new home because it was the place it was being stored at his son's house. His son was moving to Idaho or something, and that storage where it was being stored most recently was going away. And although he had told himself over the course of 40 years that he was going to fix that car, he never did. So that's the story of how I came across it. I said, yep. I looked at it. I was like, yeah, I like it. The title is missing. He may be able to find it. And this car has not been registered in Washington State since 1982. So in Washington, every 5 years or so, 7 years, I think, the Department of Licensing, they clear. If you haven't registered your car in 7 years, they clear those cars off the roster of cars that actually exist to be registered. Fred, I almost read that so wrong, and I was like, what the heck? Who is posting that? So basically, the title, if he finds the title, it will be a valid title. But it has been purged from the rolls. So the car is not titled. So I made a deal with him. I said, okay, I'll pay you this much to buy the car without the title. And I'll pay you this much, and I'll pay you the rest of what you thought you wanted for the car if you get the title. And we made a deal on that, and I had it towed here. And the whole towing part was it's a whole separate story. that got here really nicely on a really nice tow truck, but it took 6 hours. And the tow truck driver shows up at the wrong place. And he's like, "Hey, I don't see your car. Where's the car?" And I'm like, "It's right there in the middle of the driveway. You don't see it?" He's like, "No." And I'm like, "Well, is it kind of a junky house? Is there a bunch of old trucks and garbage laying around there?" He's like, "Yeah." And I said, "Okay, well, you're at the right place. It's right there in the middle. How can you not see it?" And he's like, "I don't see it. There's no car." "Well, there's a car with a cover on it, but it's behind this boat." And I'm like, "Oh my God, what?" So I'm like, "Dude, take a picture." I'm also messaging with the owner saying, "Can you tell your son to come outside and help the tow truck driver because he's there?" And so I said, "Tow truck driver, take a picture of the house that you're at and send that to me so I can make sure you're at the right place." He sends me a picture of some totally different house. I have no idea where it is. There's a boat in the driveway, and there's what looks to be a Porsche 911 under a cover in the driveway. The house is not junky, although there's a couple of old VWs around, so the assumption could be made that it's junky. But it's not true. It's at the wrong house. I double-checked the address that I sent him, and I said, "Hey, the address I gave you is correct. You are at the wrong place." Okay, so that's how that started. About 10 minutes later, he said, "Yeah, I got your truck in my tow truck. I'm ready to go. Can I bring it over in 2 hours? Because the traffic's really bad." And being the nice guy that I am, generally, I said, "Yeah, sure, dude. Bring it over in a couple hours. That's fine. You don't have to sit in traffic. I don't care. I'm not in any rush. In fact, I'm driving right now. I'm not even going to be there for an hour." "Sure, fine." 2 hours pass. 3 hours pass. 3.5 hours pass. I text him. I'm like, "Dude, what's up?" Actually, I said, "Hey, what's up?" And he gets back to me like 10 minutes later. "Oh, sorry. It's going to be about another hour." I'm like, "Okay." Another hour passes. Another hour and a half passes. 2 hours pass. And I'm like, "Dude, where's my car?" Which I, of course, have said before. And he's like, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there in 30 minutes. And at this point, I'm kind of like, it's 10:30. It's 10:30. I'm tired. It's been a really long day. And I'm like, forget it. I'm just going to bed. And just before 11, he texts me, "I'm here." And he's a real nice guy, and he had a real nice tow truck, and he did a good job hauling the car. But it took 6 hours to bring it 37 miles. So, yeah, the tow dude is on Italian time. I don't know. I was nice to him. I was a bit gruff when I first met him because I was, I'm like, "What the heck? What are you doing? Anyway. I was like, "Thanks, man. You did a great job. See you later." Let's see here. The L is important. They have been collectible for enough years that many have been saved. I guess 3,000 or so. So Alfa male. I don't know. Alfa. I don't know. So, Fred, the numbers that Sushi found for me on this car, he said that there was 2,000 1969 Alfa Romeo Duettos sold in the United States in 1969. Does that number sound right? I have no idea what he was doing. But I do like to drink LaCroix. This moment brought to you by LaCroix. It's really good for you. It's water. So about 2,000 of these cars were built in 1969. As I mentioned before, the 1967 year was the first year of the Alfa Romeo Spider. This is a 1,600cc dual overhead cam engine. Pretty much this car. 1968, they didn't sell the car in the United States because of some sort of emissions trouble that Alfa Romeo was not able to meet. And in 1969, they somehow resolved that problem, and they brought the car to America. They sold 2,000 of them. But one of the things that makes this car different from most other Alfa Romeo Spiders is that it has a 1,750cc engine, dual overhead cam engine. You want to see the engine? Yeah. So it has... So it's a bigger engine. It's a 1 year only engine. One of the other things I think is 1 year only, Fred, maybe you can tell me I'm right here, is the dual power steering master cylinders. What is that? I don't know if I'm calling them right. Spica. This is the Spica I speak to you in Italiana. No. Spica is the mechanical fuel injection. Mechanical? It's electronic fuel injection? It's the fuel injection system. And it's a Alfa Romeo specific thing, and it's probably need to be rebuilt because it's been sitting for 40 years. So yeah, there's gonna be lots of that. Dual master cylinder brakes. Okay, so that's something that's also unique to the year of 1969 that makes this car special. But the boat tail Alfas were sold for a few years. Okay, so yeah, Fred, what was the last year of a boat tail Alfa? Hey, Jeeves, what's up, man? Woo, Jeeves, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Spica manual fuel injection. Okay. Aha. Jeeves, good to see you. So what is a boat tail? What is a boat tail? Does anybody know? So it really is a cool thing. It really is a cool thing. Okay, so are you ready? Big reveal of the boat tail. So can you see how the rear of the car is rounded? Right? Most cars are boxy, flat rear ends. This is a boat tail. Trying to keep the camera on it there. I am getting better cameras soon, but right now we are broadcasting with my iPhone. But so you can see the entire rear of the car is rounded, which makes it really easy to damage because it sticks out. Look at that. Do you see that angle there? See the little bumperettes? Right, those little bumperettes. You know, they had to make laws about bumpers because everybody was making really cool bumpers. They were totally useless. These bumpers are so cool, though. These are the rear bumpers, and these are not even as cool as the front bumpers. Okay, 1969 was the last of the boat tails. 1970 started as a cam tail. Okay? And I think I know the difference there. Fred, if you want to describe what a cam tail is. But look at all this. I mean, the license plate, lovely showcasing of the license plate. You can see the 1979, the last year this car was driven. It is missing. I do have I have the tail lights, but I need rear tail light lenses. Put that on the list of things to find for me. Iniezione, right? Iniezione means fuel injection, right? So why doesn't that say Spica, Fred? It's fuel injected. Spica is the system of which it fuel injects. Yeah, I get it. Fiat rear end of the car where the taillights are. Okay. This phone does have a great camera. Yeah. I almost decided to cancel my computer order, but then I was like, you know what? I want to make this show's gonna go big, and I want to look professional, right? So I don't want to be, even though this iPhone is really amazing as far as its broadcast quality, both audio and video. I'm gonna have a full professional setup. That car's older than the C3. Sheesh. Hey, Aiden. My cousin Aiden right there, Talk 1483, he was just here working, hanging out with me. Want to see some awesome work that he did. Aiden is a learning locksmith. He picked the lock on the glove box, which, as it turns out, we didn't actually need to pick because it was just closed magnetically. But he did pick the lock on it and got it to work and opened it up, and he started looking into the ignition. But we didn't quite get picking the ignition figured out. Because it's a little more complicated. But one of the things this car did not come with is a key. So that'll be one of the things I need to do is pull the ignition out and take the ignition to a locksmith and have them make a new key. So yes, Aiden also worked on the Honda. You guys know of my little Honda. Guy Feely, are you out there? Aiden worked on the little Honda and he got the clutch cable it's like butter now. Smooth like butter. Oh, no, and that's not K-pop. Anyways, yeah, so the clutch cable on the Honda is now seriously like butter. It's awesome. What's up, Will? Will, how's it going, man? Will's number one. How you doing, man? So yes, very cool. So yes, we got the glove box open, and there's some treasures in there. Still, really have not touched anything. I wanted to share this with you. I haven't touched anything. The only thing I did in this to the car so far is I got the hood open, because I wasn't able to do that when I was inspecting the car before buying it, and I know that the cable is broken. Right down in there, you can see vice grips up in there. So I didn't have vice grips with me when I was looking at the car, and but when I got home, I sprayed some lube in there, and then I put the vice grips on there, and I got it open. The very old cable did not break any further. In fact, I think I can actually remount the cable to the handle in there and use it right as it is. But I wanted to see the engine. So, and as you can see, the engine, totally fresh, like new. Do you just do mechanical work or body work too? Colossus, the words I like to use is I'm handy. I'm handy. So I'll show you. As far as body work, it really doesn't need much. Is it going to need a paint job? Yes, it's going to need a paint job. Could I paint it? I could do a really good job painting it. I may. I haven't really thought that part of things through yet. Cat trying to attach it. She's climbing up. Do you see what she's doing over there? She's climbing up onto the top. There she is. Cat moment! Yeah, so the worst of this, the body is really good. So the flaws in this car, okay, stuff fell on it. Stuff fell on it. Here, this one's pretty easy to put out. I'm going to hire a dent wizard or somebody. Maybe Fred, you can recommend somebody. I'm going to bring in a dent wizard person with one of those little tools, you know. They'll roll this out. So they'll roll out this little one here. That one, and then there's another little dingus here that I think they can roll out. This one's kind of nasty. We'll see if they can roll that out. But something circular and hard fell on that and actually dented it in kind of a weird way. So there's those little 3 dings. You look down here and this is you can see right there. A little bit of, that's the only rust on the car, right? Little patch there. And apparently, according to Fred, this is where these cars rust out, is in the rocker panels. And he said, John, you should buy it because in the very least, you'll be able to sell it to somebody who can use the body and save themselves a whole bunch of money by not having to re-steel their whole car. But listen to that. It's just this one little spot. So that's, and so for being the worst of it, that's not very bad. Salty one, what's up? How's it going, man? Welcome. Good to have you, Salty. Is the paint really that great? Some of it looks like it'll come up some, but obviously back here we're looking at, the paint's peeled off. It's 40 years old. It had a cover on it. It was inside most of that time. But the paint is really not that great. You're starting to see a little bit of surface rust here from where the paint has gone off. So yeah, it needs a paint job. It'll a car this nice. Fred, I don't think there's not a lot of people that do like patina cruiser Alfas, right? It's not really a thing. Supercharger, yeah. This car, this one's. I hate to deny you because anything that you could supercharge, I think it's a good idea. But these cars are best stock. There's just aren't Alfa rat rods. Although this one would make a good one. So with most Alfa Romeos, what it's done is you restore them, right? You restore this car back to original, and maybe you personalize it with some mods. Maybe you upgrade it a bit. Maybe you bore it out. Maybe you put some exhaust on it. Whatever. But most Alfa Romeos are. They're restored. You restore them. You make them as close to as nice as they were when they left the factory because Fred, right? They made them perfect. They don't need anything else. Except maybe a wheelie bar. Yeah, absolutely. So we'll go around it here. Like I said, I have the taillights, but I don't have the taillight lenses. This is, so back here, it needs an antenna. The antenna is not there. But you know what? It doesn't need an antenna. You know why it doesn't need an antenna? Because it doesn't have a radio. Because it's a radio delete option. When you're buying an Alfa Romeo in 1969, you don't want to have you don't need the AM radio so you can listen to whatever. You're listening to one of the most beautiful sounding engines in the world. So that's what you listen to. Aiden and I talked about, we were like, yeah, maybe we'll LS swap it. And he was like, no, man, 2JZ'd fit in there right easy. And I was like, yeah, it's actually a great idea. But not for this car. Not for this car. There we go. Alpha male, putting it correctly. The Lord made Alphas. Was that on the 8th day, Fred? I think. You listen to the Busso design 4-cylinder. Yeah, just like when I'm driving my Porsches, you listen to the flat 6 out back. And that is one of the joys of owning an Alfa. I've been on the board of the Alfa Romeo Club for over a year, and I didn't own an Alfa, and I've been hanging out with the Alfa Club members for several years. It's about time that I had an Alfa! And this one found me. I wasn't trying to buy a car. It's not my fault. Another cool thing. There's just another cool thing that I don't think I even noticed quite as much until now. Just look at this cool... is that a hip line or is that the belt line? Look at that. Look at the way that's carried through the side of the car. Pininfarina. You know that name? Here's a question for you, Fred. That little F, okay, that little F there does not stand for fail, okay? Is that the Farina in Pininfarina? A 4AGZE would be a little motor to replace if you ever wanted to go fuel injected. Thank you, Rue. Oh, Aiden, I was going to tell you, it sounds way better. It's definitely janky, but it's definitely better. It's definitely better, dude. It sounded pretty good. I thought it sounded pretty good. I like that kind of sound of a VW there. Way better than with no muffler. Yeah, so what is that? Is the F there? Is that Farina? Is that the Farina in Pininfarina? Otherwise, what is the F? What does that mean? Somebody in the audience figure that out and tell me why my car has an F on it. Looking at the other side as far as rust down the rocker panel, nothing there. Couple little bulges. I don't know what that's even from. It doesn't even look like rust. But it's a solid car. Okay, so that is Farina. So Pinin and Farina are two people. It is absolutely beautiful. Another just cool little features, right, of this car being so beautiful. Look at the windshield wipers, right? They're what do you call that? They're backwards. They're only on one side. Whatever. If I replace these windshield wipers, I want these exact ones. Because look at the cool little wind fairing on them, right? As you drive fast, and I assume that this little wing. My windshield wipers have wings. The little windshield wipers have these little wings that I imagine force them down onto the windshield for better windshield cleaning and more pleasure altogether. Yeah, that'd be a great idea. 2-liter diesel swap. Yeah. It's not going to happen, Aiden. It's not going to happen. So as we come through, look at the tires. Original, well, I don't know if they're original or not. This car has 61,000 miles on it. These are Goodyear polysteel radials, raised white letter tires. They look sharp. That's a big tire. Is that let's look. I think that's a 14-inch wheel or a 15-inch wheel. See if I can still read the code here. DR7814. So it's a 14-inch wheel. It looks like a lot of tire. It came with all 4 hubcaps, which I'm very thankful for because that drives me crazy. but this car was driven down on the back of a tow truck going 60 miles an hour for approximately 6 hours, and there's still cobwebs on the wheels. I'm assuming this says Alfa Romeo. Looks like it. Really cool wheel covers. Cool steel wheels. I mean, just the fit. You just don't see that anymore. Yeah, I think your van has 14s. I think your van has 14s. Most Volkswagens are 14s. That little Honda has 13s. Now, what you're looking at now is the most beautiful bumperette ever made. I don't think I've seen a lot of Ferrari bumpers and I've seen a lot of classic car bumpers. I don't think there's any cooler bumper than this. Also, I also don't think that there's any less effective bumper than this. This is why they made bumper laws, because it's beautiful, right? It's 2 pieces. Actually, it's 4 pieces, right? Because it's this part, and there's a whole nother. It's a split bumper. It's half recessed. Half of the bumper is recessed into the body, just because it looks cool. And then you have your blinkers inset in between the bumper. So the bumpers are actually designed to protect the blinkers rather than the car. It looks like a submarine. It kind of does. Should make a James Bond car out of it. Aiden, yes. We'll get to that. You want to see? Yeah. So one of the things that is kind of interesting to note here. Let's put it right here. Let's put you right there, and watch this. So it's not supposed to do that. Yeah, it's not supposed to do that. When I asked the owner, because I leaned on it and it went boing, 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 boing. I was like, "Oh, dude, I don't think I've ever seen a car with such worn out shocks." And he said, "Oh, John, there's no shocks in it. There is a brand new pair of old stock shocks in the trunk, but there are no shocks in it at all right now. It's just sitting on the springs. So springy dingy." But look at just little details like the little side marker lights. The bumper just gets me. Look at the shape of that thing. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I need this grill. This grill here, missing this grill is really bothering me. But just the lines of this car are awesome. The lines of this car are awesome. Pininfarina was the design company until 1961. Pinin is a term for small. The young Farina son was known as Pinin, and his design firm was Pininfarina. So small Farina. They legally changed the family name to Pininfarina, and then they changed the company name to Pininfarina. So an interesting process. It definitely sounds so that's why there's an F, because it was actually at the time the company was Farina. Pinin is a term for small. Thank you, Apache. I'll take a look at it. I'm gonna shop for the best deal, but I do want it. I want it now. So, and of course, I mean, just you see this on other cars, right? But having the hood open that way, that's cool. I like that. My little Honda does the same thing. I have 2 cars out of my 8 cars now. 2 of my cars have reverse opening hoods. Is that the proper terminology there to say that? A reverse opening hood? Is that how you say it? So yes. So there's a once around the car. As I said, they've got all these manuals and things. Got these all spread out here. I have to show these over and over again because I spent like an hour organizing them. No, not really an hour, but about 15 minutes. What a great bunch of stuff. It's a whole bag full of stuff. Came with a whole bag full of stuff. That makes sense. Yeah. I mean, people going to charge what they can. People going to charge what they can for parts. Alfa Romeo parts, I don't know. What would you say, Fred? I find some Porsche parts are fair, and some people charge a lot more for. Where's Alfa Romeo in the scale of like buying parts stuff? VW parts, usually very, very cheap. Let me open another water here. And then what we're gonna do here. So I haven't touched anything. Everything you see here, I'm gonna show you in the trunk and inside the car. You can see in the engine, obviously I haven't done anything. There's leaves. There's leaves on the engine. Club members give discounts to other club members. Nice. Members of being in, one of the great benefits of being in the Northwest Alfa Romeo Club is club members give discounts to other club members. So you want to see in the trunk? Come see in the trunk. And look at how big the hood is. Or it's a deck lid, right? The deck lid. That's a giant deck lid. This car must have really nice weight balance because it's got this beautiful shape. But look how long the line is on that deck lid. Look how big it is. It's a big hood. I would say, take a look at the trunk and tell me how many bodies. One body, maybe two. Boing, 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 boing. So you might see the door panel there? Yeah. One of the first things you see over here. Oh, it's missing the door panel. Darn, we're going to have to find that. Oh, no. Thankfully, the door panel is in the trunk, along with a bunch of other stuff. There's the shocks that I talked about. I don't know what this is. Fred, what's this? What is this? Where does this go? I have been wanting to take stuff out of this forever. I do. Yeah, thank you, Fred. You know, too. So this is a Sump Guard. That's a brand new part that's ready to be installed. What's this thing though? 3 to 4, you think? Okay. Leaves was the insulation to keep it warm those 40 years. Those leaves have actually, yeah. Those leaves have saved this engine. Thankfully, the hood was closed the entire time, but you can see, there's a lot of work to do here. I'd like to believe that the engine is salvageable, but it's not. It's not like we're not just gonna put some gas in it and throw a battery in it, though, right? Because it's gonna eat itself. This thing needs, in the very least, several douchings with oil in every cylinder. I don't think I would even bother trying to start it before having a mechanic look it all over, specifically. It might be seized as far as I know, but it might be able to be saved. If it's seized, you might be able to unseize it. I don't know. These are all things that we're going to learn over time. And if you're here with me now, well, I invite you to stay along with me, because this car here is now going to kind of dominate this show for a bit, because there's things to do here. Pull the plugs, empty a can of WD-40 in it. I don't use WD-40, but I use a really great, there's that word, great. I use Royal Purple products. Not that I am actually sponsored by Royal Purple, but because my friend Troy Jorgensen gave me a box of Royal Purple awesome maxi film stuff, and this is like the super expensive WD-40, and it actually has oil in it, so if you spray it on rusty stuff, it doesn't just help you get it open, it actually kind of unrusts it, because that's a word. Oh man, brake fluid in the cylinder. Well, Fred, as you know, I am of the line, whatever line that may be. My next line. So yeah, we've got the Royal. I got like a whole box of Royal Purple to throw at this thing. We'll have it running in no time. Okay, so there we go. Apache Native. That's some advice I've never actually heard. I guess since we're not going to run it with brake fluid in it. We're going to pump the brake fluid into the cylinders, and it's being corrosive. It's going to remove some of the corrosion. It's a good idea. We'll take it. So one of the things I'm going to do here is we're going to vacuum the leaves out of the engine. We're gonna clean all the stuff out of it here, and I think we'll start with the trunk, and then we'll get into the into the cabin, and we'll clean the stuff out of there. I haven't seen any mice or other varmints escaping from this. There's 2 killer cats here in the garage, so if there were any varmints in here, they had their chance to get out already. And no, the leaves are load bearing. Kerosene as well. Okay, that's a good idea. So we're not going to get into any real mechanicals today. Today is kind of like what I would do, what I've been aching to do since I got the car home, which is clean it off. This thing's been sitting for 40 years. It's got garbage in it. It has things that are just sitting in it. I mean, why is there a black pipe in there? Why is there a lawnmower threshing, dethatching blade in there? Why is there a chalk in there? Right? These are the answers. I want answers to the questions. I want that stuff out of there. Right? I mean, this car's been sitting for 40 years. It's dirty. It's filthy. And while, of course, I'm probably going to have the seats done, I'm going to redo the carpet, I'm going to redo everything. So I could just tear everything out of it, just throw it all away. What I like to do when I get a new car, especially an old project car, remember like the Caliente, or my 71 Squareback, or the 78 Honda, or any of the other 88 cars that I've owned up to this one, the first thing I like to do when I get a car home is I make it my own. I make it my own by going through it, every bit of it, cleaning everything out of it, and vacuuming the crap out of it. And, basically, in the case of a car that's been sitting like this, even though it's, of course, not running, it's not going into the shop anytime soon. While it's sitting here in my garage, I want it to look as nice as it can. So I'm going to be, it might sound dumb, but I'm going to work on, I'm going to work on this paint and get the paint to be as nice looking as it can. Because it might be 3 years until I get the paint job, right? It might be a year, it might be less, who knows? But until then, I want to do the work to make it look nice as it can, until then. Now, Fred's told me the seats there, the covers on the seats look great. It hasn't been sitting out in the weather this whole time. But it's likely that the foam underneath those covers on the seats, the first time I sit in it, it's all dried up and it's just going to go crumble, crumble. It's going to turn into nothing. And so I'm looking at that, but I want the car clean, right? I want every nook and cranny clean. So when we do work on it, that it's a fun looking car and you can see the potential, and it inspires me to do more of the work. So with that in mind, seriously, I've been so excited to do this. So I'm going to go, and I'm going to start cleaning the stuff out of the trunk. So if you have questions or opinions or questions or comments, just post them there. And I'm going to be right here cleaning stuff out. And I'll show you the stuff as I get it out of here. I don't know. How many of you have bought... Apache Native has obviously owned some older cars that he's done work on and brought back to life. How many of you probably... I'm thinking a lot of you may or may not have owned cars like this, bought projects that are basically things that were sitting out in a field or in a barn forever. So, Fred, what is this? Where does this go? This is in the trunk. I was thinking maybe it went in the front. Okay, I have no idea where this goes, but it's a nice chrome piece, and I like it. That came with the car. Okay. Driver's side door panel. Looking really nice. Where am I gonna, I should have thought more ahead on where I'm going to put this, so this is going to sit right here. So I don't think that, you know, what my vision for this car is that it will be somewhat of a survivor restoration. And I don't think I need to have the paint, when it's all cleaned up, I don't know if I'm even going to paint it. I would like to see this as a survivor class Alfa. Fred, do you think that's a good idea? Anyone? Do you guys all think that's a good idea? I mean, you could try to make it a concourse winning thing. I don't really have those kinds of aspirations. I want to be able to drive the car and enjoy the car and feel it for what it is. And I love the idea of original survivors, cars that are, they're the way they are. They show their life. You know, the way they look shows you what they have lived. And I think that story is more fun to tell than, hey, I spent $20,000 on a paint job. Although a $20,000 paint job looks damn nice. But we'll see. That's all that's in evolution. Aiden, you asked about this. I have not opened this. I think this is a little ratchet set. I don't know if it's Alfa Romeo specific. It reminds me of the kind of ratchet set that I would have had back in the day. But look, it's brand new. It's a brand new 1970 something socket set. That's pretty cool. Spark plug, yeah. So, but look at that. You see that? The plastic's still on it. Kind of fun. I mean, that's like brand new, but that's a fun little thing. That's treasure. That's treasure. We'll call that treasure. I already have a ratchet set, but that's kind of fun. So, Fred says, so this is the Sump Guard. There's a big sump under. The sump is where the oil goes. It's underneath the engine. Apparently, the Sump Guard. This thing's heavy too. This is like 10 pounds. It was either taken off of it or it didn't come with one. Sump Guard. New old stock. Italians don't use sockets. Okay, that stays with the car. Okay, I'm with you. So it looks like, okay, the original, I'm assuming the original jack, correct? Really old rubber bands holding that in place. The sump is alloy and easily damaged, so that's why you have that. Okay. Original jack. Pretty cool. I imagine that there is a place that mounts to. I have no idea how this works. But it's cool to have the original jack. Okay. Box of stuff. I will admit that I looked in this box a little bit, but I haven't touched anything. This is the first time. So, tail light. Is there another tail light somewhere? I think I've seen two tail lights. Service coupon book. Goes with the manuals and things. White spray can from how many years ago? Oh! Wow! I was almost thinking, hey, just throw this away. But I wonder if that paint code, can you see that paint code? Is that paint code, like, is this the correct paint code? That could be cool. I'm pretty sure the paint that's in this can is probably crap. GM, yeah, it's not correct. It's GM 78-4555. Somebody Google that. GM 78-4555. Looks like some touch-up paint. Some GM touch-up paint. Little set of screwdrivers. Some sort of rubber cap thing. This kind of looks like the original toolkit, Fred. Would that be an original looking toolkit? Some other parts that go in there. That's true. So I don't know if that's a... Okay, the screwdrivers are original. Okay, so those go... Wow, okay. I just thought... God, it is so valuable to have you guys here with me. Because I'm just like, old crappy screwdrivers, who cares? Throw them out. Screwdrivers are original and toolkit. Okay. There are places here in the little toolkit for those to go. I'll carefully place them in there. The tool kit housing is kind of damaged up, but not too bad. Part of the jack assembly. Thinking this probably all goes together like this. Old Bosch spark plugs. Okay, so this is the time that I think I share this funny part here. So there's this message right there. Can you read the red message there underneath the hood here? In order to comply with the federal rule regarding the control of air pollution, this engine is fitted with Lodge-HL spark plugs. These plugs are completely adequate. Keywords there. Completely adequate when the automobile is driven at speeds not exceeding the speed limiting regulations. If the automobile is driven at sustained speeds higher than the said speed limits, Lodge 2HL spark plugs must be used. So I'm pretty sure that with the oncoming of emissions regulation, and the fact that Alfa Romeo missed a sales year, right, because of emissions stuff, that one of the things they did was they're like, okay, it meets emissions, but only if you have these plugs in here. And they're probably not very, hot firing plugs, so that the car has unlocked performance potential. Exactly. Yeah, I love the wording there, that they're completely adequate. As if there's an Italian person going, "Hey, dude, it'll go a lot faster if you put some decent plugs in it." Okay, part of the toolkit, Fred? Bunch of these little things. I don't know what these are. Something for an oil change. The cars carbon up easily when you drive at 55 miles an hour. There are better Bosch plugs to use. Like these illegal ones that I found that were obviously used on this car at some point. Bosch. Bosch CR electrode. Back when Bosch was much better brand than it is now. Black handles and silver head. Yes. Black handles and silver head. You can fix the pliers? Yes. The pliers just need a little bit of work. They're froze up. Okay, keeper. Wow, how cool is that? I had no idea. Like I said, I really had not touched any of this stuff. I kind of looked at it a little bit and was like, I want to look at this stuff, but I didn't even know any of this stuff had any value. It's a good thing I didn't, because I probably would have been like, I don't need that stuff. Bunch of old crap. Here is, I don't know if this is Alfa Romeo specific, but it's kind of a cool period piece. It's the Stubborn Ice Scraper. The Stubborn Ice Scraper. Looks, it's got a, yeah. Like I said, Aiden, got a lot of work for you to do around here. Get on down here. Other miscellaneous little parts things. Here's the other two Bosch plugs that were used the last time. The plugs were probably changed. Random piece of pipe or part of the toolkit, Fred? I think this is part of the toolkit. Because it's the same length as the other stuff. So that must be a... right? It's an extender for that thing. So you can get the lugs off. It's part of the toolkit. Yeah. This lug nut wrench, extender, so you can get your lugs off. Complete toolkit. What's that worth? That's worth a couple $100, huh? Sweet. Okay, so we've almost got the toolkit all back together. What else? What other crap's in here? Now I'm hoping I could throw this away. This 40-year-old hose. If I got a 40-year-old hoe, I'll just throw it out. I think this could probably be thrown away. This hose is probably good for something. I should probably not throw it away. I bet I could use this for something. And also a belt. Little belt. Imagine this fan belt. Probably not good after 40 years. But perhaps might tell me which one I want. Ventiflex. Another piece of hose. Oh my God! Oh my God! Awesome! A dirty old sock came with the car. That's a keeper. Plastic spoon. 40-year-old super glue. Old spark plug. More of these little things. Fred, what are these? There's like 10 of these in here. What is that? And little 12 millimeter wrench, part of the toolkit. It says bin 894. Bin 894 12 millimeter wrench. Save. Bunch of some sort of ball joint or tie rod end or something. Another small piece of hose. Some rat turds and a couple of clamps. Clamps are good. Clamps will keep. Yeah. I don't know. For now, we'll keep that. I don't know what that is. So that's what's in that box. I'm just going to keep that hose because I think it'll be useful. And that hose too. Not to put back in the car for sure. But, okay, so this box we found in the trunk, now empty. The sock was a hand warmer when scraping the ice with that old scraper. It might have been. It might have been. You think? That's pretty logical thinking, Apache. Okay, so... or who knows what it's for. I don't know if I should really touch that sock. Okay, so... some... looks like side paneling. Side paneling for inside the trunk here. Pretty beat up floor mat. It's Alfa Romeo original. It's got the you can see that on there. That's pretty cool. Pretty beat up though. Keep it for now. According to Dr. Roger, these are new shocks. They were new 40 years ago. Two sets. So there's 4 shocks. 4 shocks came with it. And yeah, it needs shocks. This is the top rail of the driver door. So the door panel and all that stuff is complete. New old stock shocks, exactly. I don't know what that is. Random or toolkit? What does it say on it? Cox. Part number something or other. Put this over here with the door panel. Martin Seymour Paints. Custom mixed automotive finishes. Part number 99L427 something GM. Cream for Judd. So maybe it's still solid, or it's still yeah. We're not gonna use this, but it came with the car. Somebody sealed that up really good. Front license plate that will never ever be going back on the car, but that's its license plate. Front license plate been off of it a long time. That's going on the wall. That's a cool license plate. That's going on there. Those two paint codes are cross-reference numbers. Okay, cool. So yeah. New license plate for the garage came with the car! Looks like another floor mat. It's usable, but pretty beat up, pretty aged. Oh, yes! This is treasure. Treasure. Yes. Now I only need one taillight lens. Oh, yeah. That's probably what's that worth, Fred? What's that? That's got to at least be $100. Right? That's got to be at least be $100. Judy and Bill, what's up? Good to see you. I was just visiting with Judy and Bill today, who were kind enough and gave me this. Gave me the awesome lens cover. That we're gonna put this on at the end of the show today. We're gonna do one thing to put the car back together, and we're gonna put this on. That's gonna be the end of it. A couple hundred. That's like finding money, isn't it? That's like finding money. Use the license plate to register as a collector vehicle. Yeah, it still has the rear plate on it. This is actual money. I just found $170 at International Auto. Right here. I found it buried. And this is like buried treasure. What's another name for buried treasure? Well, I'd call that booty. Booty. Oh, there's exciting stuff in here. More hose. That's a paper hose. I don't think that's going to be really valuable, but it came out of the car. Oh, yeah, I know what this is. This is very exciting, and this is probably very expensive, and I think it's in pretty decent shape. Yes. What is that, huh? I know what that is, right? Look at it. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I'm going to handle this very delicately. Look at that. Look at the leather, the condition of the leather. That's the boot. The tonneau cover. What do you call it? The boot cover for when you have the top down. Yeah. In the trunk. This is probably that's got to be at least $500. I mean, it comes with the car. It's part of the car, but that part of the car has fortunately not been lost or damaged and stored in the safest place in the car. Yes. That's just, I mean, that's worth more than the taillight set. I tell you, this is a two-owner car. This is a two-owner car. The original owner, don't know who he was, drove this car around Europe, and he drove it around Bellingham, and it broke down in Bellingham, and he left it on the side of the road. And he sold it to a car dealer. He said, my Alfa Romeo, and I'll replay, because maybe he might have been fed up with the car. He's going to say, my Alfa Romeo's down the road. I'm done with it. I don't want it anymore. It's yours. Go pick it up. Sell it to somebody else. Back in 1979, that happened. And it sat at a used car dealership. And Dr. Roger drove by that car dealership every once in a while. And he saw the Alfa Romeo sitting there as a young family practice doctor up in Oak Harbor, Washington. And he said, God, I'd like to buy that car. And he did. He went to the used car dealership and he bought the car and had it towed to his place where he had a barn that he stored his other cars in. He put the car in the barn. And then, strangely enough, about 2 days later, he was at his practice and he looked across the street and he saw the same exact car. That Cox tool is a 1T for RC cars. Okay, yeah. So maybe the person was into RC cars. Interesting. So he sees the exact same car parked across the street, looking really nice at this condo complex. And he goes over and asks about it, asks one of the neighbors, and they say, yeah, that was Captain Fred's car. And Captain Fred, sorry to use Captain Al. That's Captain Al's car. And Captain Al recently passed away. It's sad. But you should talk to his friend Andy, who's in charge of his estate, if you want to talk about the car. And so Dr. Roger went and talked to Andy, and he bought the car. He bought the perfectly running Alfa Romeo Duetto 69, exact same car. There's two of these apparently up on Whidbey Island, Washington, at some point in 1979. And he bought the perfectly running one, and he drove it. And he was a member of the Northwest Alfa Romeo Club in 1983. And 1984. And so on, and so on, and so on, and so on. He was I've got a whole bunch of copies of the original Inicion magazine and Alfa owner, and so on and so forth. So he was an avid Alfa fan, and he drove the crap out of that car, and he always wanted to fix up the other one that was sitting in his garage. But he just never did. And then 40 years passed, and he never did. But this is a two-owner car. The Duetto top boot with frame, $398. Okay, so now we're up to, I just found $600. Junkyard Corn Cob! What's up? How's it going, Junkyard Corn Cob? My friend with one of the coolest gamer tags out there. What's up? Hi. How you doing? Good to have you with us. So the Cox tool, not so valuable. The Duetto top boot with frame, very valuable. Well, as you can see, as you can see, Junkyard Corn Cob, I'm doing very good. I'm basically finding money at this point. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to part this car out. I'm going to fix this car. This is going to be my car. Okay? Quote me on that, my fellow Alpha Club members. I said it. I wasn't feeling it until kind of today. It's going to happen. I'm going to do this car. It's going to be my Alpha. Okay? So I just found $600. But if I was going to part this car out, I just found $600. And these are original parts too, so they're probably even worth more than repops. Are there even repops? So let's look in here. What else is in here? Let's see here. These other little parts and things. A bunch of little parts and things in here. Ball joint ends, maybe? Is that where the jack goes? Hey, Bill and Judy or Fred, this spring thing, is that where the jack goes? Can you see that in there? Is that the place where the jack goes? Well, yeah. If I fail, Fred, certainly there's other options. Certainly there's other options. And now I got all this crap here where I was placing my camera. Okay, so that's where the jack goes. We got to put the jack back. We got to put the jack back because it's fun to say, and I'm excited to put the jack back. Hello, Northwest Bunny approaching. Hello, Tucker. You want a doggy moment? I just found $600.
You did not.
I sure did.
Like cash?
It's as good as cash. There he is. Hello, Tucker. Oh, whoop. Yeah, the boot top. It's $400. This is the original one, not some repop one. And this taillight lens, that's $200.
A lot of people looking it up for you.
Thanks. Bill and Judy are here. Fred's here.
Hi.
That's what Bunny says. There should be a spinner handle, okay? Like, this. And I just found where the jack goes.
Nice.
He's got the jack. Dun-dun-dun-dun. He's got the jack. Dun-dun-dun-dun. He gave her the jack. Yeah. So I can see how this goes. Here, while you're here, do you want to hold that while I put the jack in? Come here and hold the camera. Because this is actually pretty exciting to put this in here. Okay, so see that spring there and that? That's where I'm going to put that, and I also need this part over here. This thing. So I think this goes like this, or perhaps upside down. Nope, it definitely goes like this. Right there. Proper! Look at that. I think the car just went up in value like $500. It honestly did. I mean, look at how cool that looks. Car with the original jack, the original toolkit. I found all of the parts of the original toolkit. And that's worth... Those are things that just make the car special when you've got it with... up a little bit. When you've got... when you got the original stuff, right? The original owner's manual, the original jack, and the original... whatever, I don't know. What are these things? Anybody know what these things are? Carrello. So that sounds like Italian to me. Carrello. No idea what those are.
What's under the rubber?
This cute little thing. What's this cute little thing? What's that? Is that a shift boot? No. What's that thing? Driving light brackets. Oh, yes. We like driving light brackets. The toolkit for 1967 Ferrari sells for $40,000. This is a Ferrari, isn't it? It's like one. Driving light brackets. Okay, so we got some more valuable parts here. Cool. I just kind of needed you to hold it for that one part. You don't need to hold it for now if you don't want to. Okay, and off she goes. Northwest Bunny has been madly barfing up Christmas all over the house. It's like bleh, bleh, and then she cleans up the puke so nicely, and it's so pretty. But as a puke metaphor, Christmas has vomited at the household.
We need more lights.
Okay, well, let's go get some later. Light brackets. Yep.
What's that other thing? I want to know what the other thing is.
What other thing?
That other thing you held up.
This thing.
Oh.
Yeah, this looks like something. Maybe someday the Alfa toolkits would be valuable too. Yeah. Okay, so Fred says these are gold. These driving light brackets are gold. What is this though? This seems like something cool. It's leather and it has a piece of chrome on it.
So something slides through and comes out the top? Is that...
Northwest Bunny says it's something that slides through and comes out the top. Uh-huh.
Well,
It's
like,
definitely that.
I haven't touched it. Like, is it like a tube?
It looks like a parking brake sheath. Is it? Okay. I'm not going to question your expertise. It's an alternate. Fred said that. So there's I guess that would look nicer on there. I suppose it would. Kind of some sort of optional sheath. Maybe. It's a mystery at present. But when you say that, I like the word sheath. That's the sound that when Star Trek doors open in the original Star Trek. Sheath. Quote me on that. Okay, so, wow, look at the trunk. The trunk is really looking good now. Let's see what kind of gum somebody used to eat.
Ew.
Carefree sugarless gum. It's really pretty clean though. I mean, I'm going to show you this and you're going to be amazed. I don't know if any of these parts are useful, but I'm going to keep them for now, except for this bulb. Maybe I'll even keep that because I need to put it somewhere. Stuff. Good stuff. These seem like they're used stuffs, but somebody kept them. And now I have two of these. I have two of these rubber cup things. Look like they might be tops for shock tower tops or something. Yep, sheath open, sheath closed. And then there's a bunch of little nuts and bolts and stuff. So part of the goal for the show for me tonight, it has been so hard to not do this since I got the car. I would have stayed up till midnight the night I got the car doing just this because this is a part of the love of getting a new old car like this, and especially an old barn find rotten car like this. And this is a barn find. This car was in a barn for over 40 years. And while I didn't find it, it found me. It is all of that other rest of the barn find story, right? It's some guy had a car and then I was always going to fix it up and he never did, and it just lived in the barn forever. And then finally it lost its barn space, and then he said, I'm never going to fix that car. I'm going to sell it. And then he found me. The car found me. Dr. Roger found me, but the car is what really found me. At least that's the way I like to tell the story. Damn it, Jim, I'm a door opener, not a magician. Quoting Bones there. That's a Bones quote.
Hi, Mickey.
So I'm going to put all these little nuts and bolts that seem useful for something. Somebody kept these parts for something rather than just throwing them away at the time. So we're going to keep all those. And I'm going to put a new box for all the little stuff that we find here. And we'll move on from that. Lift the mat and see the spare tire and wheel well. Okay. Fair enough. That sounds like a good next step. I've got too much crap piled on my workbench now. My treasures and some garbage.
We need bins.
Yeah, we need some stuff. So carefree sugarless gum, a little bit of, but look at that. Okay, I got it. Look how nice it looks. I mean, I haven't even vacuumed it, and how nice it looks. I don't think there's any varmints in there, and it looks like those little holes in the corner there might be where those rubber cups go. I don't know. But okay, so let's see here. Bill and Judy said to take a look at the spare tire. I know the spare tire is in here because I did peek on that just because there was a tire that was sitting on the hood holding the tarp down, and I had told Dr. Roger, I said, make sure that spare tire, if that's the spare tire, make sure that comes with it because I want the wheel. It didn't end up showing up with the car, so I immediately did go here into the hood, into the deck lid, and verify that yes, the spare tire is in there, and there's this little piece of wood that came with it. Is that Alfa Romeo wood?
Italian one.
This is original plywood that came with the car. But yeah, there's your look at. I mean, that's a nice looking wheel. I'm just gonna be gentle with these mats, but I think for my kind of survivor plan for this car. I think all this rubber is perfectly good. There's no way I'm replacing it. It looks awesome. It needs to be cleaned up and treated with something. And it's going to be awesome. There's the fuel tank.
Toothpick.
Toothpick. Original unused spare tire from 1969. Fred has confirmed. Yeah, so there needs to be some vacuuming in here. There's some cleaning to do. But I think this car is going to be just mostly just as it is. It needs to be running, driving, perfect. But I'm gonna perfect the body, get the little dents taken out of it. I don't think I want a paint job. I don't think I want a new interior. I want when I am doing a show, she is like out here playing the whole time. She wants to have her own show. I put all her toys in that box. So, yeah, original. I think it would have been a heavy tag board panel under the rubber. The plywood is probably used. So that would just that's going to make sure that that plywood is making sure that the rubber doesn't kind of fall into the gaps here, into the gaps of the wheel well. It's perfectly done. There's little snaps here for these things to snap into that'll still snap in. And now that's a vintage toothpick right there. Pretty cool. Okay, so when the rubber sags, it starts to split. Yeah, so that's what that wood's there. We're going to put that wood back in there. That's the original wood that came with the car. So we got that going. Okay. All right, would you like to come see now the next bit of cleaning? Now, the other things that I have done to the car that I kind of snuck in on you is I lubed the hinges on the door because I wanted the doors to be able to open because they did not open very easily at first. So I lubed the hinges, but look in there. There's no rust on this car. All right, there's no rust on this car. The interior, obviously, it's really dirty. You really probably don't want to sit in here. Look at it. This is a 1969 Alfa Romeo dethatching blade. I didn't know Alfa Romeo made lawnmowers. Duetto Alfa logo floor mats $129. Okay, now there's more money. We found more money. So yeah, this you kind of sometimes you got to ask your question: how did a dethatching blade get inside this car? Okay, why is there chalk in this car? Okay, I don't want the chalk in there anymore. It's not vintage Alfa chalk. Lawnmowers is where the money is. Dual overhead cam lawnmowers. High revving, performance-minded lawnmowers for the lawn mowing enthusiast. Okay, so other cool things to see here. So Aiden was awesome and got the glove box open. But you can see there's magnets here and here. So it wasn't locked. It wasn't locked in the first place. The magnets, it just kind of need to be pried on. But Aiden did pick this lock and got this to move. He actually locked it and then had to unlock it. But we found this. But this is all that was in there. Anybody maybe knows this place here? WRE, Williamson Racing Enterprises, Foreign Auto Repair in Port Angeles. This is from quite a while ago. Mercedes-Benz, Volkswagen, Porsche, Toyota, Datsun, Renault, Fiat, Ferrari, Maserati, MG, Healy, Jaguar, Triumph. I didn't see Alfa Romeo on there. Williamson Racing Enterprises. Anybody familiar with that? The sticker on the glove box. Last lubed at 50,000 miles, 9/18/76. A little thing of pencil leads. Some sort of piece of dried up leather. This is kind of cool. Is that that looks like the medallion from a keychain? Alfa Romeo medallion from a keychain. That's a cool thing. And approximately $1 in change. Let's see here. That's a 50-cent piece and a quarter. 1, 2, 3 pennies. 10, 20. So that's 2 cents short of $1. I'm $1 richer. And that's what's in the glove box. What's that? Little cable end holder thing. So I'm gonna keep the card and put that with the other paperwork. 4576633. 50-cent piece is worth more than 50 cents, you think? Put this in here. More paper stuff. Little medallion, kind of cool. Little part, don't really know what that is, but might be valuable. And $1 in change. Worth it. Look, I've got Alfa Romeo cobwebs on me. Okay, look at that. Oh. Okay, now let's set you right here as I clean this out. Okay, so what do we find in here? Ooh. Fuel gauge, which looks like it actually goes right there. Fuel gauge back in. And extra, it has an oil pressure gauge. This is the same one that's in the car. Or oil pressure gauge. Set that one. That'll go in a box. The other tail light. Yes. Now, I thought it was missing the mirror. That's more money right there. There's the mirror. I don't know why that's taken off of the driver door, but there is the original mirror. That's got to be worth at least $150 that I don't have to spend. Let's see. Seal? Convert. Yeah, I'm going to keep digging. But also, I know Dr. Roger also robbed some parts off of this for his other Duetto, like the exhaust. It's missing the entire exhaust. It has the exhaust manifold, but it has no exhaust. But exhaust is kind of fun to build. Door seal. So we've got what looks to be somebody bought a new door seal. It's ready to go in. More good bits. Don't know what that raggy little piece of leather is. Hi, kitty. She's like, what is that? What is that stuff? Is that a fuel filter? I'm thinking that's a fuel filter or a fuel pump. Electric fuel pump. Seat brackets. For seat brackets, these would be extra seat brackets he must have came across at some point for adjusting the seats. Seat brackets. A couple of pretty good cheapo fuel filters. Gas cap. The car is not missing it, but this is the horn button or steering wheel button. Extra part. Tie rod end. Looks like a new tie rod end. Olson. Alpha male, Dr. Roger Olson. He was a family practice doctor most of his life. Now he does cosmetic surgery out of Mukilteo. He's also a member of the Jaguar Club. Cool little thing. Probably goes on. I think this goes on the bumper. Oh, other parts that I wanted that I wanted to make sure were here. Yes. Okay. Yes. Window cranker for the driver door. We need that. Some sort of pole for something. Ah, yes. You can see right here. Want to see where this goes? Yes. There. Is that right where that goes? I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Yeah. Door pull. Okay, so like this. Well, look at this one. Is it a different one on the other door? Anyways, I'm stoked to have this. I'm stoked to have this, even with the clip. It has the little C-clip with it. Some other catch. More of these things! What the heck are these things? Now I've found like 12 of these things. What are these things? Oh, for the wing window. Other little nuts and bolts and things. I see this is, okay, look at this. This goes with this. Dun 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 dun. Is there one more of those? Oh, yes. Dun 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 dun. It is complete. Now it has its little thingies. And the original screws. That's really cool. That's a cool thing. Where'd my screw go? I'm trying to lose these parts. That's a cool pull for something. And then a bunch of little nuts, miscellaneous nuts, screws. I'm going to keep all these little screws because they're good ones. They just need a little cleanup. And some mouse turds. There are mouse turds. If you actually want to know. Okay, so the old Adidas box. I'm going to go put these with the other nuts and screws. Is that the base for the window crank? I don't know. Oh, these. Yes, these. There. Yes, that's what that is. Yes. Yes, Fred. Those other things over there are different things. That's what these are. Yep. That's for the, yeah. That's what that is. Awesome. All the parts to put the door back together. Treasure, it's well buried treasure. Okay, so the rest of the old Adidas box. Oh, things that say Alfa Romeo on them. Hood badge. I think that's a hood badge, right? And it might be missing that. That is cool. More of these things. some sort of window seals, some seals. Maybe a bracket for mounting the top. I don't know what that is. More screws and miscellaneous. Little rubber strap. Says Alfa Romeo on it. It's a keeper. Little rubber strap. Any clue what that is? Okay, I'm just going to take this whole box of these little parts over here, and this is going to go in the Alfa Romeo little bin. I got a little bin I gotta put these nuts and stuff in. I've got a bin I gotta put my nuts in. I'll put your nuts in a bin, dude! Oh, where are those little bins? I don't know. I've got a bunch of little plastic bins I keep around so that I have a place to put stuff like little bits of nuts and things. I'm gonna put your nuts in a bin, dude! Holds the top when down. Okay. Thank you. I figured you'd notice that. Part of the jack for jacking. Is that for jacking? No. The floor mats do not look that bad. I could totally live with these floor mats. I can just get the old Adidas box out of the way. Ho ho! Fred, you gotta go. Thank you, Fred. You can always watch the VOD if you want to see the rest, or better yet, come over and see the car and hang out with me. Piece of... We're getting almost down to being able to vacuum this thing. Hey, Fred, thank you very much for being here. It's good to have you, man. Cool details. Thank you for your help. Little screws here. Mouse turds. But overall, I think this may have been somewhat inhabited by varmints for a bit, but it's not overly abused. I mean, it doesn't smell that great, but it doesn't smell that bad either. Here's the other 2 cents making an equal dollar that I have collected cash money from this car. And there is a turd. There's a turd with my screws. I only want the screws. I don't want the turd. I'm going to go use some hand sanitizer right now. I'll be right back. I do have hand sanitizer here in the garage at any time. I need it ever since COVID. And while my hands are not clean, if I was to touch my face after touching that mouse turd, I hopefully won't get mouse turd disease or whatever it's called. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, that other paper tube. Yeah, I think those have been, well, here, I mean, look at this. Here, it goes right there. Yeah. Yeah, so that paper tube, you're right. Yeah, that would have been another... That's what that paper tube is. Hantavirus, exactly. Alfa Romeo Shingletown, what's up? How's it going? Welcome, Alfa Romeo Shingletown. I want to say there's something... Shingletown, let's go. Take a look here. I think there's something that says Shingletown on on all this Alfa stuff I have here. Come on down here a bit. Let me move all this stuff. These parts together, because I have one of my things. I swear, one of my old Alfa letters says Shingletown on it. One of the old newsletters I have. So I want to share that with you. These little parts. Toolkit. Still, anybody know what this is? Bill, Judy, do you know what this piece is? I haven't been able to figure out where this goes. I found this in the trunk. But, subbing in. Oh, David James, what's up, man? Good to see you. Okay. Now I know who you are. By the tag, you think, Apache? Maybe a protector for the grill? Yeah, because at a glance, I haven't been able to see. But so David, here you go. Take a look at all this stuff. Old Inicion newsletters from 83, 84. All these, Alfa Romeo San Diego Club. Old Alfa owner magazines from the 80s. My tail light that I found in the car. Old newsletters from Bob Core Alfa Romeo Association. From Eruminas Imports. Just about every kind of manual and parts guide that you could find for this car. The original toolkit. We're finding gold. We're finding gold. I understand I'm very wealthy now. Yeah, absolutely. I am. I've been finding gold. When you find gold, you get rich. And that's kind of a cool thing. So, there we go. Let's have you sit there and watch from there. Got to get the seatbelts untwisted. Here's. Aha! Another Alfa Romeo logo. Looks like these are two different ones. One says Milano on it. The other one does not. But they both look like hood emblems. Looks like a horn button. I think that's a horn button, I think. A piece of wood. Ouch. Ouch. Now, I don't know. This is another one of the things that I wondered why this was in the car. It's a piece of black PVC pipe. It has no value at all to me whatsoever. But we must talk about it because it came out of the car. A crumpled up piece of paper from inside the car. What could this be? Wiper blades, headlamp bulbs, receipt from Philco LLC in Mukilteo. $22 worth of parts. What's the date? Oh, from 2020. So that's fairly recent receipt or something. Another one of these. What that is. I'm going to pick up all these parts. We're just about ready to do some vacuuming. It's going to get really exciting around here. Decorative plastic ivy, anyone? So now you can actually see the floor mat in there. That's the material that's on there. That's just old cardboard from the Adidas box that was there. Here's the back seats. Well, it's not a back seat. It doesn't have a back seat. Still haven't found the grill. I think I'm going to need to buy the grill. I think the grill was robbed and put on the other car. These metal bits. Do not know what those metal bits are, but we're going to keep those. I'm going to put them over here. All right, and I think we're ready for some vacuuming. I can't wait to vacuum the crap out of this thing so that it actually looks, somewhat presentable. It's still going to smell like 40 years of sitting in a barn, but I want to show it off. I want it to look nice. There. Can you see me? There you go. Now you can see good. Gratuitous vacuuming is coming up. So this is our ASMR portion of the show. So if you find the sound of a vacuum soothing, you will now be in a very relaxed state very shortly because I will be doing vacuuming. And I won't be talking as much. So enjoy the ASMR portion of our broadcast this evening. It's Barbie. It's Barbie clothing. Little tiny Barbie clothing. That's got to be worth hundreds. Cab. Okay. Oh, there's screws here right on the seat. It's a good drywall screw. We're gonna keep that. Time for the vacuum in, and I can see the other floor mat goes right there. So, all right, prepare for gratuitous vacuuming. Didn't mean to turn that off. Some garbage threw away. Oh, I accidentally turned my monitor off. Dang it. I accidentally pressed. I was over trying to pull a plug out, and I accidentally turned off my monitor. So here we go. Here's on with the gratuitous vacuuming. I got a really killer shop vac. This is Northwest Bunny got me this shop vac for Christmas last year, and I love it. I always thought that I liked just my own little regular shop vac that I used to have. This is so much better. And we're ready. Here we go with the ASMR portion of our show. Now, I'll probably do a better job vacuuming another time, but at least we're going to kind of get the cobwebs out of it. Somewhat. The seats don't look bad, but I'm pretty sure they're just going to fall apart when I sit on them. But the goal being here to kind of get the thing presentable. So that it looks good as a backdrop for my shows this week. And I can show it off to the rest of the Forza community that wants to see it. Carpet's definitely wasted. Maybe it was white. Was it white carpet? I can't tell if the carpet is so faded that it was once white, then it was black, but it's now faded to white, or the opposite. I'm thinking that the carpet was black and has faded to white. The dash is perfect. Well, it's not perfect. Well, I think that dash is perfect. As far as perfect goes, I think that dash is about as perfect as dashes get. That's awesome. On with the vacuuming. Um, 1969 OE exhaust, 3 pieces with muffler, $290. I need that. Judy and Bill, I need that. Even though the engine's probably not going to run real soon, I need that. I need that. It feels so good to be doing this. It's like bringing the car back to life. There was a varmint living down here. The pen that goes the pen that goes with the lead that we found. Almost done. Almost done with the vacuuming. Well, stage 1 vacuuming. There's going to be a lot more vacuuming. It actually looks like a car now. This thing needs a lot more vacuum. I'm going to hit the trunk real quick. So there's more vacuuming to do, but take a look now. I mean, so there was definitely a little varmint living down there. He tore up some stuff. That's where all the little turds were. But it's still a rusty old car. Well, it's not rusty. But look at that. You know, quick suck job. Cleaned it up. A little pile of parts there. Yes, it does. I mean, having, broken bits of carpeting and insulation in there, that just looks horrible. So it makes a big difference. We're going to have to do some more vacuuming, though, because I think the engine bay needs a little vacuuming. The leaves gotta go. Gotta go. Let's see here. I know where you can sit. You can sit right over here and look at it this way. Yeah, it's far from done. Hey, now it's done. Now let's go driving. Not so much. But I got to vacuum out the engine bay. screw it out. Still lots to do. Still lots to do. All right, restoration complete. Car's ready to go. I think I'll just call it good and put this thing up for $30,000, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, but look at that now. There's the engine. Not in a whole pile of leaves. Yeah, it does need an exhaust. He must have taken the exhaust off and put it on his other one. Needs battery. It's a good thing they took the battery out of it, right? Needs a whole douching of a whole bunch of lubricant stuff. I'm thinking the motor is going to be serviceable. I mean, it's not good for a motor to sit for 40 years, right? But we're gonna do it like Apache said. We're gonna put some brake fluid in the cylinders. We'll put some some oil in there, some Marvel Mystery Oil, and let that soak in there before we try any sort of. Probably do that several times. This is not going to be just, throw some gas in it and fire it up. I don't even have a key. We're going to get a key, though. Thanks to Aiden, we know how we are going to get a key. I think I'm gonna sit in it for my first time. This is the first time that I have sat in the car because it was really too messy to sit in before. But I think it must be done. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is the way the springs are. It's crazy. All right, there I am, sitting in the Alfa. Now, this seat, is the seat rocking? The seat seems to rock a little bit. But the springs are so bad. The seats are actually comfortable. The brake pedal actually moves. It goes straight to the floor. The clutch is frozen. Yeah, the clutch is frozen. I do look good in it. I can tell you. I feel good in it. The clutch pedal is frozen. Brakes go straight to the floor. That's really no surprise. It wasn't really. That's not a surprise. Let's see what's the. Transmission seems to move nicely. I like this the way that whole boot is. The later Spyders like yours, Bill. Much more of an angle here, but this is still kind of up there at that high angle. I love the way it looks. I love this part. I love this part right here. The Pininfarina and the gauges. The dash gauges. And I love these little switches, like this, windshield wiper switch, and imagine these are the lights. Look at the little horn things. Oh, horn works. No, horn doesn't work. There's no electricity going on in this thing. I don't know. This sitting in this is making it grow on me though. This is not just an investment. This is getting to be. This is something special. Driving this car is going to be really amazing. Look at the little light underneath the mirror. Your visors are there, but and the top's right back here. It needs a new top. It absolutely needs a new top. But that's not even the top isn't even mounted in there. It's just sitting there. But the little, heat, right? Heat's kind of an afterthought in this, right? It's not. It's like I'm used to it. I've had Volkswagens, so I'm used to driving in cars with no heat. But there are levers there that say hot. Let's make it hot. That's all bound up. It's gonna need. It needs more work. It's not quite done yet. So let's take. I need a little bit of water. How's it going? Yeah. So I got 45 minutes left. I kind of want to. What it really needs next is a wash job. I need to push it out, and the paint needs a wash job. Heavy duty wash job, and I'll bring the paint up. Everything needs to be, the first steps for a restoration like this is the stuff that I can do, which is cleaning it up, assessing what's wrong with it, and getting it presentable. That's what I really enjoy is this process I just went through of making it mine, and getting the varmints out and getting bringing it back to life, giving the car some love. That's what really felt good is giving this car the love that it needs after it's been sitting neglected for almost as long as I've been around. Now, the other notable thing here, of course, I have owned, this is car number 89. I was born in 1969. This is a 1969. I think I've owned a couple other 69s, probably Beetles. I think I've owned a 69 Beetle, I know, and probably a 69 van, 67 Volvo, but I certainly haven't had me a 1969 Alfa Romeo boat tail. Look at that. So you can see, just look at the design here, how this overhangs your license plate lighting. Your license plate lighting is right here. The trunk is longer than the car. Overhangs. How easy, that's got to be so easy to damage, right? That's going to be so easy to damage. Is there even a lever in here? I have to do it from the inside. Tail lights. We've got one tail light. We can put that in. I think we should do that. Let's put the tail light in. If that's your boat tail, that's your round tail. Corello. Let's get down there. Let's get down. There. Ah, ha, ha, ha. There. Let's Look, it's more complete now. It's more complete now. There's a couple screws there. Let's put that on. Let's put that little piece on there. Is that? Do I have it on the right side? That may not. I may have it backwards. Do I have it backwards? My Alpha people? Do I have it backwards? Does it actually go over here? Yep. Yeah, I had them on. That's the wrong one. Where's the other one? There's the other tail. The final bit of our restoration, completing the car tonight. Let's get these in there. I like the car to be more fully assembled. There is a hole. There's the hole. There it goes. That doesn't seem to fit very good. Is that on that side? Or something better on this one. I think these are different. Let's see. Is anybody still in chat? I haven't seen any chat come up for a while. I don't know if my thing's frozen or what. Put there. I may have two tail lamps from the same side. Game difficulty still here, right on. You're all sleeping. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry about the time zone thing. For me, this is the time that I have to do this kind of work. So that's when the show is. But there we go. Tail lamp. Tail lamp. It's better than having holes in the car. Right? Better than having holes in the car. I don't think I know how that fits on there yet, so I'm not going to force it. Lots of other little bits to put here. So, what's the first thing I do? What's the first thing to do with this car? Get it running, I would think. Chris Benny, where are you? Chris Benny, I need to take this car. I know it's what I need to do some things myself first and just save the hours, but it's gonna be a hefty bill getting this thing running. But obviously the value of it goes up tremendously by actually being a running driving car. I talked to Chris when I was going to go look at the car when I had decided that I was going to buy it. I hadn't even seen it yet. So I arranged with Chris, but it'll have to be, of course, towed to him. I kind of need to assess first. Running and working, yeah. Runs, drives, stops, right? Runs, drives, stops. So before that, I think I need to pull the ignition. Aiden, are you still here? We need to pull the ignition on the car and get a key made. So I have the proper key for the ignition and the doors and everything. So then when I take it to Chris, and they have a key. I don't want them having to hot wire it or do other things. So we'll get a key, running and working brakes. Yeah, certainly the brakes are a whole nother matter. There's money that's going to be spent here. That's the thing. I'm also trying to buy a house, another house that I went and looked at this weekend in Aberdeen, home of not Chris Novoselic, Kurt Cobain. Yeah, he's from Aberdeen, and Aberdeen is out there by the ocean. If you hear me talk about going out to the ocean all the time, Aberdeen's on the way there. It's a pretty cool town. It's kind of run down, but it's the last place that you can buy a decent craftsman home for not a ridiculous amount of money. So I'm doing that. So I can't go and I can't just take this over to Chris and be like, yeah, I got 10 grand to put in this thing. It's going to cost $10,000. David, what do you think? Is that $10,000 is probably a pretty fair estimate for running and driving from this state for? Oh, do you see the cat? The cat's in the car. Kitty in a car. This is the best part of the show right here. She's like, oh, I like it. Is this for me? Mickey kitty. Yeah, she said, thank you for getting it all cleaned up for me. Now it's nice. Now I could sleep in it. How do you like those seats? Huh? Cat moment. This is where the real money is, right here, with the cat moments. Isn't she pretty? Oh, it's a pretty cat, huh? She's sniffing it. She's like, oh, there's been all kinds of things living in this thing. You like it? Yeah. So far, the cats have not tried to do any sort of really horrible clawing or anything of things. Watch her find the mouse. Yeah, well, the cur's been in here for 3 or 4 days, so I'm pretty sure that she already went through it. But now I've cleaned things out, and it's more inviting. So I've been leaving it open so that the cats are interested in chasing those mice out. The opening the deck lid is kind of a 2-person job. You have to be lifting up. Oh, there we go. Sweet. Now it's opening. This is so satisfying to me. Look at that. That is satisfying. That's fully restored. But having the crap out of there, having the jack mounted, it's like it's a car again. It's not running and driving yet, but I think I'm missing this. Need one of those for the driver's side. We'll see. So my plan for this car is still forming. Thing one, if Dr. Roger finds finds the title, then I have to pay him some more money, and then this will be a titled car. As it is right now, it's not. I have a bill of sale. I own it legally, but I don't have a title for it, so it's not as valuable as it could be because it doesn't have a title. But I will, after Dr. Roger has 60 days to try to produce the title. And by then he will have, given up. He'll be like, nope, I don't know where it is. I'm not going to be able to get it. And then I will file for a new title. And that process takes 3 years. 3 years. I can have it registered, so it'll be legally drivable. But it's not legally mine until 3 years from now. When basically 3 years, nobody's claimed the car and said, oh, that's my car. And I have a bill of sale. I know Dr. Roger owned it. I know it was his car. I've seen a picture of the registration. That shows the car is registered in his name. Look behind the tire underbody and you'll see a flat-looking piece of metal that is the jack point, and the teeth part of the jack goes on the ground. Okay. That makes sense, Apache. Okay. Let's go look at that. Let's go look at it. So there is a specific jack point underneath here. Yep. That's not it. Oh, so probably here on the center of the frame. Near the wheel over on the side. Okay, yeah. So that little thing, it's like a Volkswagen jack. It's like a Volkswagen jack, right? Oh, here's another little bit of body damage that needs to be repaired. In front of the wheel, I imagine, right? Yep. Right there. There you can see the jack point. This right here. Yep. Das ist it. Das ist the one, huh? That's where the jack will go. Yep. Sweet. So, got a lot of stuff to clean up here. If you guys want to, would you like to see some of the manuals and the old Alfa Romeo stuff, or you can kind of sit here and watch while I just clean up manuals. Parts of this show I'm going to talk a lot, and I'm going to have things to say. And parts of it, I'm just kind of doing what I need to do. So let me go get a little bin, so I have a plastic bin. I'm going to put all these nuts and bolts and things in, so those don't get lost. I think I have, I have these little bins. I know I just saved them. There they are. Dirty old, greasy old bins. You gotta have them. And then you put your parts in these. And then you can separate them out and be like, okay, I have no idea what these parts are for. These parts, I know what these parts are for. These. The kitty over there is loving her box. She is loving her box. She's jumping in and out of it. My cats are feral cats, so that she won't let me touch her or go anywhere near her. But Mickey is really playful. She plays around just like you expect a kitten would. As you see, she's super inquisitive and curious, and that's fun. That's real fun. But it's a little sad that you take a step towards her. And she books. She does not want to be touched. She does not want to be held. She does not want to be petted. None of that for my cats. Another nickel. We are over $1 cash now. I found over $1 cash in the car. Let me ask you this: was the vacuuming portion soothing? Was that soothing at all? Or was it annoying? I don't know what all these little nuts and bolts go to. They might not even be part of the car, but they are valuable. At least then I can get rid of the rest of the mouse poop, which to me really has no value. I'm not really into mouse poop. It's not my thing. I can get rid of the garbage. That's it. washer. Some of these might never ever be used again, but little bits of Alfa bits. Then we'll put these other larger bits in here so we have our parts organized. This nasty bit is out of here. You hear that door close? You hear the way that door closes? Isn't that beautiful? Time for more hand sanitizer. No hantavirus for me. No thank you. Oh, Mickey and Mallory. Mickey and Mallory. How's the Mickey and the Mallory? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Don't run around. Now, you've never seen Mallory. There's Mickey and Mallory. Mallory's super scared. I just went over by her and she started running around in circles thinking I was going to kill her. So that's cool. I'm still figuring out, I'm figuring out how a show like this works, when I'm doing, you're just hanging out with me here in the garage, right? That's kind of the concept. And so, maybe you just kind of got me going on in the background while you're browsing for parts. That's cool. I'm trying to figure out, what does this do? That goes in there. That goes in there. This is not. This is a RC car thing. I'm gonna put all these parts in here. So the rest of the show, I'm just basically kind of organizing this stuff. So if it's 4 a.m. where you're at and you're like, I'm trying watching, but I'm not. It's cool. Look at this little thing. I think that's just what was part of a keychain, like a leather keychain. That's the little badge for it. But that's a keeper. Get this out of here. The cool old. Oh, the window scraper already kind of broke. Oh, that's just the clip from it. We'll keep it. We'll keep it a little bit longer. Belts and hoses, don't necessarily need those, but we'll just keep them for now because I might find. It's always good to have a good hose. Just like, I don't know, if you need to pump some fluid through something. I'm not going to put that hose back in the car ever, of course. But so look here, one of the great finds here, the original toolkit, intact, came with a car. That's cool. That's what I totally did not have any idea about the toolkit. I'm just going to keep these old spark plugs. It's out of here. Oh, Mallory. Who's around here? This is the garbage. Now we do have one more special thing to do at the end of the show here, which is we're going to put a little bit part of the car back together. This, thanks to Bill and Judy for giving me this awesomely, perfectly yellowed lens cover that's going to go on the front of the car. It's just going to make the car a little bit more complete. And so I'm going to do a little tiny bit more organizing here. And then that's going to be kind of the finale of the show. For me, at least, that's the most exciting. One of the most exciting things. Finding the toolkit was exciting. I've already got the tools laid out for how that goes, and I've already got the little screw that allows you to adjust that thing lubed up. And don't forget to watch the shows that I do on the Forza channel over the course of the rest of the week. Tomorrow, the Tuesday drives at 9 a.m. Of course it is. Wheel and Pedal Wednesday. Gonna be driving my sim set. And we're doing all kinds of cool Forza Horizon 5 stuff this week. Mostly me driving in Forza Horizon 5 is going to be what we're doing the rest of the week. Make more progress in the game. That's what I'm doing in that account. And kind of a big week for me. I've got appointments and things. I have to go to court on Friday. Yeah, lame, huh? I got a ticket. I got a photo ticket that they mailed me for breaking the school zone speed limit around Issaquah by the high school there. Sneaky thing. But here's the thing: if you live in the state of Washington, hopefully some of you know this. If you live in the state of Washington, we made a law here that you cannot photograph a driver in their vehicle. You can't legally do that. But of course, the state of Washington does do that with speed cameras and things like that. They do that, but they can't use it, although they do. But if you don't know, you just have to pay the ticket. But it's a fact that if you get a speed camera ticket in the state of Washington, you basically say two things. You say, it is illegal to photograph a driver in their car in the state of Washington. I was not driving the car. And they can't ask you, well, who was driving the car? Well, when you go to court for a ticket, it's not your responsibility to prove the state's case. So you don't have to answer that. So and I've done this a couple times. I don't go speeding through school zones, and I don't recommend that. But those tickets that they give off those cameras is they're really illegal to do. So in the state of Washington, and I sent it to Issaquah, and they, for whatever reason, are actually wanting me to go and have a contested hearing for this rather than I just write it on the ticket, and they've dismissed it 2 times in the past. And but this one I have to go to court on Friday. I have a video court thing. Lame! But it's not a big deal. Let me go get my other little bin of parts here. One little thing of parts to put in parts. Nice little box. Burned up all my boxes, didn't I? Yeah, I think I burned up all my boxes a little earlier. Treasures. All the little treasures can go over here. Little handles and things. Mirror. That's awesome. I had fun. Tonight. So thank you for y'all hanging out with me. So that was fun. Okay, we've got 17 minutes left. I'm just gonna put this parts away. Then we're gonna mount the little headlight lens, and that'll be the highlight of the show. I'm really kind of obsessive, and I totally keep this garage super clean. So I can't have things laying around on the floor. I just can't. Yeah, it's fun seeing the car. Yeah, it's gonna. David James is going to be a sweet car. It's going to be a sweet car. I need Chris Benny to come look at it. I need to tell him outright, John, I can't touch that thing for less than $5,000. So, because I want it running now. I have 7 other cars. They all run and drive. This one is the only one that doesn't. I want it to be running and driving. In fact, the work that Aiden did on the little 78 Civic tonight, adjusting the clutch and getting the cable lubed properly, it drives like a dream now. It needs to be driven and get a bunch of gas running through it. The only thing left on the Civic to do properly to get it really back on the road and enjoy it is the driver door doesn't latch properly. It only latches halfway, so it rattles and the door buzzes a whole bunch. The door buzzer saying, the door's open. So that's happening, and I need to get that resolved. But I made good progress. I didn't make it. Aiden made it. Progress was made. Let's see here. Is there... Okay, there is a fuel cap on there. Put all these parts all together here in this little pile. Sorted through. Okay, now for the finale. Having Chris and his guys get it running is absolutely worth the expense. Oh yeah, it absolutely will. And I could sell it for, it's every dollar invested at this point, and for quite a while with this car, will be worth, actually worth the money that it's costing me. So there y'all can sit there. And we're going to put this on. So basically it just kind of loosen this and then it just kind of sets in there. All right. Yeah. So there's a little nut on the back side of this. How great of a design is that? I don't know. Any tips here, David? Does it need to come all the way off? Let's see. There's a little more. There. Yeah, it's a slightly different fit. I think these are. I think the ones for this car are a little bit bigger. But it's on there. The car is more complete now. There. Yep. For now that is all it needs. It just needs to be more complete. So look at that. And look at that. I mean, obviously these are very aged. You can buy new ones of these. I'll probably end up buying new ones. But having the car more complete now, right? All right. The headlamp covers are on. The headlamp covers are on, baby! And that is the highlight of our show. Taillights in. There's no longer big holes in the back. I think one of the end results here from one of the takeaways from doing this show. Yeah. Yeah, that one's perfect for now. We'll see. Yeah, we're a long ways away from needing it to be any better than that. That one's perfect as it is. So I think the big things we learned today is I have the top cover, which is really exciting. I didn't even think of that. I need this bit, right? This is definitely missing. This is nowhere on the car. So I need this grille. That's a major incomplete. And I think the blinkers. I don't have any front blinker assemblies, front blinker assemblies and lenses. Right? Missing both of those. So front blinker assemblies and the front grille. A little bit of engine work, not much. Eventually need a carpet kit and a bunch of work in here, but I don't think that's really the priority for me right now. I'm gonna put that other rubber floor mat in over there. And yeah, not really. That's it. I think that's the only thing I really need is that grill and the front blinker assemblies. And what else did we talk about? A couple other things. But wow, good progress. All the little parts are now sorted into little bins. Got the toolkit. Tail lamp over here. And then I've got the cat is just having so much fun over there. I might do a couple of more of these shows this week because I have a couple other little projects to do. I have the tailgate on the pickup truck to do. Aiden's going to be over here working on the Honda, and I'm going to put my new headlamps, my headlamp buckets, in the Beetle. So I might do a couple little 1-hour shows this week. I don't know if you want to come hang out, get some more content on the channel. And it's basically, this is what, I won't, Judy and Bill, I will not forget the Alfa Parts Exchange. That is definitely going to be the go-to place. But, I'm probably going to do a couple other of these shows during the week. And just, this is what this show is. This is hanging out with me in the garage. This is me doing work and y'all being here to witness the work. And ask questions or egg me on or tell me, John, you dropped that or whatever. It's gonna be cool. I have a lot of work to do, and this motivates me to get it done, to come out here and do little shows, and have some company, some virtual company. And if any of you want to come over, David James, Judy and Bill, if you have work to do on your cars, little maintenance things, little bits, come on over and do it in my garage and let me crack jokes while you do work, if that sounds fun. Cyrus, what's up, man? How's it going? Yeah, the cat did. Now the cat is now playing with there's my Christmas tree over there. And Mickey she's like, oh, I wasn't touching your Christmas tree. I wasn't touching that. I'm really liking having these cats out in the garage. I've obviously missing a lot of companionship. But I do like having the cats out here in the garage. They're fairly entertaining. I didn't think they were going to be entertaining. I thought they'd just be going outside and killing stuff and coming in here and eating the food that I buy for them. But they're very entertaining. It's nice to have a little company, and they're playing together. So that's good. So folks, where are we at here? This show happens Mondays from 6 to 9. And I'll probably end up doing, when I do the other works, I'll do it, from sometime after dinner until later in the afternoon, or maybe even the afternoon. So little once in a while project DIY shows are going to pop up on the Real Johniwanna channel. So hit that follow button. Hit the follow button that you may see underneath the video portion of this. Hit that follow button, and then you'll get notifications when I go live. And that, if you want to watch, if you're like, oh, I wonder what old John's doing over there, well, then you can watch that and come join in the fun here. They're having so much fun. It's all about a box. You see? It's all about the box. Oh, Mallory's actually playing. So the tabby one really was the only playful one. Mallory, the total calico, she's really skittish, and she always just runs away. But they're actually playing together, which is great. The fact that she's actually doing something aside from watching my every move and waiting to run away, That's really cool. Yeah. So Mickey and Mallory are playing over here, which is the first time Mallory's ever actually done any playing in here versus just like eyes on me and running away when I make a move. But yeah, they're having fun with the box. The box is the king thing. So there. That's my show. That's my summary. I don't have to do exactly 3 hours. It's gonna be a couple minutes short tonight. Thanks for hanging out with me as I showed off the now fairly presentable barn find. And now we're gonna have to start making appointments and ordering parts and stuff. And there's of course a lot of. I think next week's work on this will be kind of what we did with the truck. I'll have it cleaned and I'll be clay barring the paint and giving it a good wax job to save what is left of the paint on this car, because I don't think I think I decided tonight that I don't want to get it painted. I want this to be a Survivor original car that runs and drives perfectly good, but does not have, all brand new everything. It's as much of a Survivor car as it can be. So that is the path for it that I think was defined tonight. So thank you all for hanging out, and I will see you tomorrow if you're a Forza fan on the Forza channel. Otherwise, keep your eyes. Hit that follow button and follow the real Johniwanna. I'll be doing more stuff out in the garage here, including playing Rock Band in the future. Judy and Bill, thank you. It was great visiting with you today. See you next time. David, thanks for hanging out with us and representing for that Northwest Alfa Romeo Club. I will see you all next time. Until then, you know who I am. I hope you know who you are, and I'd like to thank you for watching.